Okay, let's take a look right now. We're looking at the improvisation, the 7th to the 3rd degree focus for improvisation. We're taking scales. We're going to be looking at the C, G, D, A, and the E scale. So you have 5 scales, and we're going to be looking at the degrees. Now, the degrees are what we call each of the notes, each of the parts of the scale. When you play the C, the C scale, you got the root is 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and the octave. Now, each of those degrees are going to play a very important part in music. I mean, they're going to be used in chordal harmonies, and they're going to be used in improvisation. Right now, we're going to look at them as forms of improvisation. You know, so when you play a C chord, you'll see what notes will work on the C chord. There's one note to be very careful of. It's the 4th, and we refer to the 4th degree of the scale as a void note. Sitting out by itself, it kind of wants to go somewhere. You don't want to be playing it and just leaning on it. You want to have it. If it resolves itself to the 3, so on the C, or if it resolves itself up or down, it will calm itself down. But if you don't, then it just sits out there, and it's like, well, where'd that come from? It just sounds too weird. So you want to stay away from that. Okay, it's called a void note. Okay, and but right now we're going to take this. You're going to play a 3-note pattern for each of these 5 keys. Okay, starting with C, G, C. You're going to play the 7th degree in the right hand, the 7th, and it immediately makes you look in and see what the 7th is of all these 5 scales, followed by a bar with no pattern in the left hand, just the right hand playing the 3rd, followed with any degree choice. Okay, take a look. Just try not to have it any degree be the 4th. So if you can really look in and not hit the 4th on that free choice, okay. And later on, when you're doing the freeform improvisation, you can play around with the 4th resolving to each side of it, okay. But right now, let's take a look at it. So we're starting off with C, with this, with a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Any degree. Now we're going to G, starting off with 7. 3rd, and we're going to D, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that cool? On the D scale. Now we're going to G, the A scale, starting off with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd, and then we're going to the E, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd, any note. Okay, see how that worked? Isn't that nice? So get comfortable with that kind of presentation where you're playing the 7th, then follow with the 3rd, and then release to any degree choice of the scale. That bar where you're going to the 3rd and then releasing it to any degree choice, there's no left hand going on there, so you can really spend your time focusing in on what those notes are on the scale. Now, you'll find why you're doing your scales. You're working on those scales now in your practice session. You're playing these scales for a purpose. There are a couple of things. You're working on scales for your technique, and now you're working on scales for improvisation. You can see clearly how the scale learning process is going to be well received, because now you can display it here, and it's like the free form of improvisation, creating your own music over these chords. It's really pretty. So work on this select presentation, the 7th, for a whole note, and then going to a 3rd degree to a free choice. Okay. Then you want to go on to the free form improvisation, which is still dealing with a whole note, half note, anywhere you want to go through these 5 keys. Watch this. This is really fun. It's setting you up with a lot of options when you introduce these 5 keys now. It's wild. Okay, here we go. So we're starting off here, a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. See how I went to 4, 4, 3? Worked out good there. Now to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3. Now D. We're going to A now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. To C. 2, 3, 4. To G. 1, 2, 3, 4. to D. 2, 3, 4. See how that went? 4 to the 3. Now we're going to A. E. It's a wonderful page. It really gets you thinking, seeing how scales can play a very important part. Go slow. Remember, this is work that it's going to be spread over a few weeks. Okay, it's not something you're going to do in 1 week's time. You want to spend the time on this, give it the energy needed, and you'll be just in amazement of just how musical you can sound on the piano. So, and you're using an element of counting here too. Counting those half notes, counting the 3-note pattern, 1, 2, 3, rest. It's a very valuable technique. Improvisation is a great aspect of piano playing, and it's its own little art form.